Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Two Noble Kinsmen, and we get to hear from Palamon again today in Act 2, Scene 2. I know it's a long scene, but we started out this scene with Palamon and Arcite in jail together and deciding that while they were going to miss some very significant things by being in prison, like being able to fight in tournaments and become husbands and fathers, that sort of thing, they were going to make the best out of it and they decided that, outside is dangerous and would likely pull them apart and ruin their relationship, so it's better that they're here in prison. But then Emilia and her waiting woman walked by in the garden outside, and both Palamon and Arcite fell in love with her at the same time, and they started fighting. I saw her first. What does it matter if you saw her first? Of course I'm going to woo her. How can you call me your friend? All of that sort of back and forth, to the point where they were like challenging each other to duels, which they can't really have in prison because they don't have any weapons. But then the jailer came in and took Arcite away, said, Arcite, the Duke needs to see you. I don't know why, but please come with me. So Arcite goes to leave, and the jailer turns to Palamon and is like, sorry, I have to, deprive you of your friend for a little while. And the jailer leaves, and Palamon says, and me too, even when you please, of life. Why is he sent for? It may be he shall marry her. He's goodly, and like enough the Duke hath taken notice both of his blood and body. But his falsehood. Why should a friend be treacherous? If that get him a wife so noble and so fair, let honest men ne'er love again. Once more, I would but see this fair one, blessed garden, and fruit and flowers more blessed that still blossom as her bright eyes shine on ye. Would I were all the fortune of my life hereafter. Yon little tree, yon blooming apricot, how I would spread and fling my wanton arms in at her window. I would bring her fruit fit for the gods to feed on. Youth and pleasure, still as she tasted, should be doubled on her. And if she be not heavenly, I would make her so near the gods in nature they should fear her, and then I am sure she would love me. How now, keeper? Where's Arcite? So this is just a little moment that he gets to have on stage by himself, where he starts out being absolutely miserable, and he's trying to figure out reasons why Arcite would have been taken away, and he thinks that the Duke might have seen that Arcite is a man of noble birth and should therefore marry Emilia, so he's afraid that Arcite has been taken away to marry her, which then gets him thinking about her a little bit more, and he's like, oh, please, if she would only come back to that garden, and if only I could be a tree in that garden that she would look at, and I could give her fruit, and, I could give her life and raise her to the level of gods and that sort of thing, then I know she would love me, is basically what he's getting at. So it's a little bit, we started the scene with a woe is us thing, and then we got to we're going to be fine, and then the woman got involved, and we get the hose over bros, and the bros start fighting, and now the bros are back in the woe is me state of mind, or at least Palamon is. But then at the very end of it, the jailer comes back in without Arcite, and Palamon is like, where is Arcite? And the jailer says he's been banished. Pirithous bought his freedom, but he's not allowed to be in Athens anymore, so he's gone from the city. And Palamon, of course, his brain is going to take that and interpret it in more ways, and we get to hear about those ways in tomorrow's monologue. I will see you then for that. Mwah.